coverage you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 6.
It's kind of helpless.
Fires continue to burn, but evacuations have been lifted in some Panhandle counties tonight, with many residents returning to scorched earth. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
You heard him say kind of helpless. That says it all. Devastation across the Panhandle tonight as 5 wildfires continue to burn through almost 1 million acres.
Our KCBD teams are in the area tonight as the situation rapidly develops. Brittany and Joshua Ramirez join us live from some of the hardest hit communities.
Let's go first to Joshua in the community of Fritch, where more than 100 homes are now nothing but ashes. Joshua.
Yeah, Karen and Abner, and we've been out here in Fritch for a few hours now, and I can tell you, as we were driving into town, we were greeted with clouds of smoke, plumes of smoke off in the distance that we could see from these fires. And here in the town, a lot of roads still blocked off, evacuation orders still in effect right now. And our first stop, actually, when we got into town, was at the Fritch Independent School District, where Atmos has actually set up a command center, because right now, all the gas in the city, or in a large part of the city, is still down, the water is still out, the electricity is still out. So right now they are working to get those utilities back up. And I can tell you, as Karen said just a bit ago, we are hearing that it could be up to 100 structures burned in this fire. At last check, the A&M Forest Service was reporting that there could be, or that there is more than 90,000 acres burned by the Windy Deuce fire, which is the closest fire to Fritch right now. So 90,000 acres burned, only 25% contained. But I want to talk more about the human element of this. I spoke with a resident earlier today who said that they lost everything in this fire.
It's kind of helpless. You know, we're just trying to gather stuff up, figure out what things need to be canceled, and what, you know, basically what we might want to do to restart.
And that is just one resident of many who are going through that same situation right now. And here in town, some of the local churches have opened their doors. They're housing some of those people who have been displaced by these fires. And a little bit down the way in Borger, the Red Cross has set up shop there. They're also housing people at the Borger Dome and asking for donations of food, water, snacks, first aid supplies, pet supplies, anything that these families may need over these next few days. And I also want to just take a second to talk about our crews who are out here. We're all wearing these masks because as I was talking about that smoke earlier, it is still thick in the air right now. You can smell it, you can taste it, it's in your eyes, it stings. And this is something that these first responders from all over the state of Texas who have responded to these blazes are dealing with this. So I just want to take a second to talk about how intense that is and kind of that aspect of fighting these fires, as well as our crews being out here to cover this and bring you all the latest news. So we are going to continue following the developments out here in Fritch. For now, though, I'll go ahead and send it back to y'all. Karen and Abner.
So many heartbreaking stories there. Thank you, Joshua.
And I think we're about to hear some more, because now we take a look northeast of there in Canadian, where Brittany joins us with the situation there. Brittany?
Hey, Karen and Abner, yeah, it's just devastating out here. We're southeast of Canadian, but before we get to this damage here, we do want to talk about some new news that we've just discovered, that we've just learned, that the Smokehouse Creek fire that started in Hutchinson County and spread here to Canadian, we now know that there was one fatality caused by this fire in Hutchinson County, that coming from a neighborhood in Stinnett. So we do want to send our condolences to that family there. Like I said, that fire began there and then spread all the way across 2 counties to get here to Canadian. We're on the outskirts of town where you can see firsthand the damage. The Hemphill County Judge Lisa Johnson, we spoke with her earlier, and she says she believes there are 30 structures, 30 homes that have been destroyed because of this fire. There are still hot spots north and south of town, but now we're getting a closer look at the impact of this. This home here, AgriLife Extension agent Andy Holloway, he brought us here, and these are some of his dear friends who lived here. This was once Connie and Benny Ruprecht's home. They've been here 30 years. They raised a family here. Holloway says they've seen fires here in this area before, but none with this much widespread damage. He believes the estimate is that 80% of the land across this county has burned, and he's also guessing that 5,000 head of cattle have died in this fire. Tomorrow, they plan to set up an ag supply drive where you can bring hay, cattle feed, fence and material. And he was already getting emotional when we talked to him earlier, just thinking about this outpouring of support that they've already seen and more donations that are likely to come in.
Well, to the people that are thinking of bringing supplies, we want to thank them first for their thoughtfulness. This area has paid it forward for a long time. There's good people here that love others, and frankly, God knows what's ahead, and He prepares people for such a time as this.
Set up at Canadian ISD at the middle school here. We spoke with the superintendent, and he says people have been bringing diapers, clothing, food items, non-perishable food items, just anything they can to help these families. We've also seen other acts of supports like churches coming together to feed these families who may be without power or without their home tonight. So along with all the devastation that we've seen, I mean, just driving in, you see the fields just all the way across, charred and black. Along with that devastation, we've seen people coming together through all of this, and that's what Holloway says. That's how Canadian is going to recover from this. So like Josh said, we'll be here and keep you updated with more that we learn about how this is affecting people and their lives. But for now, we'll send it back to you, Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Brittany and Josh. It's easy to get emotional, and as the grieving and recovery starts for some areas, the fire still continues in other areas to take homes and ruin situations.
And we will continue to have coverage throughout the evening for you, so stay with us.